The wheel cranks on. Our lineups continue to take injuries. We're more than halfway through the fantasy regular season. You need solutions. My name is Chris. I will do my best to help you out on the Week 8 waiver wire. Before we get started, though, boy, it sure would help this channel grow if you'd hit the subscribe button. Just click the little bell on this channel. It's super easy, and it's a free way that helps us get more exposure. I would surely appreciate it. Okay, talking Week 8 waivers. First up, for those in shallower leagues, here are a few names. If you haven't watched the Monday morning Week 7 recap video that we did, please do. That'll show you the Chase Edmonds highlights. What I think you'll discover is he sure had an awful lot of room to run. He's quick, he's kind of fast, he's fine. I wouldn't make him out to be any kind of future star, but if he's available in your league with David Johnson now walking around injured and tricking fantasy owners into starting him, Edmonds certainly can be ad. Much tougher matchup in Week 8 against the Saints, but still. I will keep mentioning Auden Tate looking good on film. In shallow leagues, if Eric Ebron got dropped, I could see using him. Adrian Peterson, love how committed Washington is to the run, hate the Thursday matchup against the Vikings. And coming out of their bye, maybe the Buccaneers have more planned for Ronald Jones. As always, these ownership percentages are on Yahoo. And I have to say, in shallow leagues, I think the only one really to consider spending significant fab on is Edmonds. Okay, and here are the names likelier to be available in a lot more leagues. I have to say, Ty Johnson probably could be added in shallower leagues too. I think I might put him as high as number 2 on that first list if you were owned by more folks. I'll get to more on Ty Johnson and J.D. McKissick in a second. I already thought Kenny Stills' return was bad for Will Fuller, and now Fuller is out multiple games with a hamstring problem. Stills is the best receiver available in most leagues for those who need immediate help. Goddard, I think a special talent, eventually should be a star in the league, but he's got Zach Ertz on that team. I think eventually for Goddard this gets frustrating and, we're not happy adding him, but if you're desperate at tight end, sure, take a chance. For those seeking 1 week help, Olabisi Johnson for the Vikings, rookie. Adam Thielen's going to miss Thursday night's game against Washington. For 1 week only, I could see him as a deeper league flex. And I'm going to do a little Preston Williams film in a second, mostly for academic purposes. I don't really want any Dolphins on my roster, but he is interesting. We'll be back in a moment with some film study on Johnson and Williams. Hey, if you know it's time for a new mattress in your house or your apartment, if you're sleeping on a lumpy old mess, not sleeping great, waking up sore, I sleep on a Lisa mattress every single night. If you're in that headspace where you got a new mattress on the brain, what I hope is you'll at least think about Lisa. I love mine. I've been sleeping on it for more than 4 years. I'm also just some doofus on the internet. Doesn't matter what I think. Lisa will give you 100 nights to sleep on your new mattress. And if you're not digging it, if it's not helping, send it back. Get your money back. And right now, we can get you 15% off when you go to lisa.com and use the promo code HarrisTube. I hope at the very least we're planting the bug to go check out what they've got, because what they've got is great. Lisa.com, promo code HarrisTube. Okay, let's talk Lions running backs. And why are we talking Lions running backs when we like Kerryon Johnson, the Wizinator, so much? Well, this was Johnson's final carry of Week 7 in the first quarter, and he got up, and we can get a lot of camera time on it. He seemed to limp a little bit, and then he left the game. Didn't get another touch, was testing out a knee brace on the sideline, but no way, it wasn't going to happen. And so rookie Ty Johnson got the call, and to be honest, it was not a highlight reel worth loving. A lot of this, sort of just running into the pile and falling over. I mean, we're not blaming the rookie for this, but while he was trying to be patient, the Vikings were basically slashing through his blocks and ganging up on him before he could get going. Again, not really blaming the kid. Kerryon Johnson usually hits these holes harder. I don't know, there's not a lot of room for him to run or to really do anything on this play. On this one, hey, we like seeing him get the ball in close. I'd say that's modest speed, getting to the edge, 5'10", 210. I don't think you're really saying that he's going to run over anyone here. In this game, well, the rookie got 43 snaps compared to 16 for J.D. McKissic, but not a great performance. But let's go back to the Charger game in week 2. I mentioned him on the podcast that week. I saw better stuff here, not facing the really difficult Minnesota defense. What I see here is a nice two-footed cut to turn it upfield, withstand one tackle, withstand another tackle. That's a pretty good run. And I like this one too. It's a pretty good cutback. It's him and number 58 there, Thomas Davis. I'm not going to say Ty Johnson completely escapes, but I think it's a nice cut, and it's some pretty decent acceleration after the cut. There is something there. But from Sunday's game, I also want to draw your attention to J.D. McKissic, who I suspect, if we get no Kerryon Johnson for 1 week or more, will also be heard from. On Sunday, McKissic pretty clearly looked like the more dynamic player. He played slot receiver some of the time. This is against zone, but I just think you can tell when someone is quick and fast. McKissic more of a gadget player than Ty Johnson, but pretty obvious he's got more speed than Ty Johnson does, and whatever physicality limitations that Johnson might have, okay, let's admit it, McKissic probably has more. He's smaller. And in fact, because of the physicality limitations, who knows? Maybe C.J. Anderson gets re-signed, and then our interest in either one of these guys wanes a little bit. Right now, though, I probably would feel okay giving Ty Johnson an RB2 shot against the Giants, not that scary a defense, and McKissic might even be a deep flex. All right, I thought it would be a good opportunity to look at some Preston Williams film, rookie Dolphins receiver. Let's just break down a couple of plays. The first one against the Bills, 35-yard gain on a nice throw from Ryan Fitzpumpkin. If we go back and watch Williams' release, that's a good veteran-looking shake to get a step off the line, and then good speed to stay ahead of Levi Wallace. And also, this third angle shows us how he sort of stacks Wallace, forcing his body into the defensive back's path, and makes a nice grab. For a player who's 6'5" and 218, I like that Williams seems to have pretty good foot control, pretty decent stop foot and go foot. The Dolphins are picking on Wallace in this game, but yeah, if we watch an ISO of the route, you're going to see Williams powering down and creating space, which happens when a defender needs to worry about decent speed, like 4.5 speed. And because he's got the big body, when he can box out a defender running across, sort of blot out the sun, blot out the quarterback, not too many defensive backs are going to be able to get around Preston Williams. It becomes an easy pitch and catch. Unfortunately, this very next play, another shallow crosser, Williams loses the ball right after he catches it, and it's ruled a fumble. He's had a little bit of ball security problem. Listen, I'm not telling you any Miami Dolphins player has earned any sort of fantasy football trust, because of course they haven't. And also, this guy, Devontae Parker, is still in Miami, and he's scored a touchdown in 3 straight games, which it has to count for something, except I know what Devontae Parker is. I know Devontae Parker's ATs, where the moment you start to count on him, he'll slip on a banana peel and forget his hands are attached to his wrists. This Preston Williams touchdown from week 1, it was utterly meaningless, but it's nice to know this is the kind of raw material the Dolphins are dealing with the toe tap and the hands. A lot would have to change in Miami before I'd be okay starting any of these guys, any fantasy game that mattered. But in a month, maybe our perceptions do change a little bit. And maybe more important, dynasty-wise, you can start to see the makings of an actual future player for the Dolphins. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button, write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button, and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.